Hi guys, welcome to my video and my YouTube channel. My name is Ronnie and I make video games for a living. I'm working on this little game called The Adventures of GORM, so go check that out on my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to teach you how to make this awesome procedural wall system in Unreal Engine 5, and I will show you step by step how I create this wall from Blender and all the way to Unreal Engine 5 with blueprints and everything. So this wall is awesome, guys. Every time you press play, you will get a new random looking wall that you can use in your game. Okay, and I will show you everything. So let's get right into it. All right, here we are in Blender. I hope the microphone is fine. Let's add a mesh, cube. Press N to get this menu in the top right corner. Set the X scale to 0.5, set the Y scale to 5 and the Z scale to 5. And then Control A to apply all transforms. These are the dimensions I use for my game. And we need to apply all the transform because when we later on are going to add things like modifiers and stuff like that, if the scale is not 1, then we are getting some weird stretching and things will not look right. We're going to use an add-on called Self Fracture. We're going to find it in Edit and Preferences. Drag it in here. Add-ons, and then I think you can just type in Self Fracture, click this one on and it's active. To use the Self Fracture we need to go to, is it Object, Quick Effects and Self Fracture. And here we have the menu. And just for this tutorial, I mean, you can set these settings to whatever you want. The important one is the noise that kind of breaks up the destroyed part a bit more, and then the source limit, how many pieces do you want this cube to break up with, right? And I mean, sometimes this is just, sometimes it won't go above 20 no matter what you set it to. So I mean, play around with it. Let's press OK. See, I set it to 100 and I get these, what do I have, 8 pieces here. So let's just undo that, Control C. Let's do it another way. Again, guys, I'm also doing this tutorial for my own sake, so I can remember what I'm doing when I work in Blender, right? And clearly I couldn't remember this, and now I remember what I did, so stay with me. Okay, so what we need to do, we need to add a lot more detail to this wall to get the Self Fracture to work properly. So we need to go into, to display it, we need to go into, I don't know, Object, Viewport Display, click on Wireframe, then you can see the wireframe, then go into the modifiers, then add the modifier Remesh. You can add detail whatever you want. You can use the subdivision and there's probably a lot of ways to do this, but this is the way I'm doing it. And it just remeshes the wall super fine. Then we apply the modifier and then we go into the Self Fracture. Again, I have put it on Q. If you want to put it on a quick menu, you go into Quick Effects, right click the Self Fracture and add to Quick Favorites. Right, I've done that, so I just press Q and then we have the Self Fracture right here. Press it. Just keep, it remembers the settings, so that's a good thing. So just press OK. And you can see now we get closer to 100 pieces on this wall. Right? And the weird thing is that if I just hide the original cube, we don't have this detailed mesh on all these new pieces, which I don't know why, but the pieces just comes out super great. So we're going to use this. So now we're going to clean up the Self Fracture mess it has made, right? So I select all the new cube cells over here. Yeah, there's 99 of those. I don't know why there's not 100, beats me. Select everything, go into edit mode, And you can see all these, there's some vertices lying around where they're not supposed to be lying around. So we need to clean those up. I have added 2 other things to the quick menu list. Let me show you where to find it. Go into, if I can remember, mesh, and then we go into cleanup, and then we select the one called limited dissolve. Use that one. And see that removed all the extra vertices that were lying on all these edges. Right, they're gone now. We also need another cleanup, and I think that is the same place you find it. Go into mesh, go into, oh no, that is merge, in mesh, merge, and then merge by distance. And that will merge all vertices that are very close to each other. And that is also important for the next step we're going to do. Oh, and by the way, for these cleanup, maybe I forgot to say you need to press A to select all vertices. Let's just do it again. Cleanup, limited dissolve, and then mesh, and then merge by distance. All right. So sorry, I forgot that. Again, guys, I'm not used to making tutorials, and I'm not very good at it. But I mean, let's just move on. So when that is done, you go back into object mode, right? And then we still have all the objects selected. Make sure you have that. Go into modifiers and select the one called Bevel. And I think we need to go into the one called angle weight. What's a weight angle vertex group? Oh yeah, here it is, the width type offset. Go in and set that to percent. And then we need to find the piece that we are modifying here. Was it not percent? Was it absolute? Some of these pieces have this modifier on. I don't know why it's not working. Angle. Oh, there we go. Something is happening here. You see that? Amount. What is happening here? Why is it not working? Percent. I'm sure that's not what I used to offset. Was it offset? Why? I don't know why this is not working. Width. You see, guys, the struggle is real. Let's just use percentage. So you find kind of a thickness that you like. Let's just say 10%, just to make it easy to understand here. When that is done, you press Ctrl L to copy all the modifiers from this rock to the other rocks. Okay, so Ctrl L, copy modifiers. And then we have the whole wall like this. And there are no errors. And I don't know why there's no errors. Why this bevel works so good, but it does. So that is the first step at making this wall. And again, guys, you can make these silk fracture pieces as big or as small as you want. If you just want big pieces, right, you just set it to that. If you want small pieces, more detailed like this, you set it to that. I mean, this is whatever looks great. And I don't know if this is the piece resolution that I'm using in my game, but I'm not here for that. I'm here to show you the process of making these procedural walls. So now we apply the bevel. Apply. And of course it's not doing it on everything I have selected. So why is it not doing that? Yeah, maybe, I mean, let me know in the comments why in Blender you can select a ton of stuff, edit the things over here, and it only works for one of them. I don't know why. But another way to just collapse everything is to right click, select everything, right click, convert to mesh. That will do the same. Now the modifiers have been added. And now we need 3 different materials. So I will go in here, materials, and add, is it new material? Call it, yeah, material 01, that is fine. And we will add 2 more materials. All right, let's give these materials some different colors so we can see it in the viewport. Viewport display down here. Set this to this color. Do that for all 3. All right, so now we have 3 materials with 3 different colors, and this will be important later on in Unreal when we are going to apply random materials to each of these pieces. So now we select everything again. All the pieces, we will add material, I think, and then we will select it. I don't know why it's making a new one, but again, maybe it's me who's an idiot. Anyways, select material 01. Then you can Control L to copy, is it link materials? Yeah, now everyone, all the pieces have material 01. So now we want random bricks to have random materials, right? So we go into, I don't know, 33, select all these and change the material to 2, and then Control L to copy all the materials. See, we have random blue ones now. And then we just select the next row, and then we give them the last material, and then copy the material over Control L to link materials, I suppose. All right, so now we have this wall with 3 different materials, and this is important. So another thing we need to do, or another thing that I'm doing on my game, I select everything and then I go into UV editing, and then I select, what is this, faces mode, I don't know, okay, oh there it is, selection mode, face select, and then A to select everything, then go to UV and use the cube projection. This will just cube project the UVs onto all these geometry, and that is fine. That just makes so that I can use noise textures in my materials just to break up the surface a bit. So now we export this wall piece as the first wall piece. So go to File, Export, FBX, go into your folder where you have this wall. I have it in Procedural Wall System. Make a new folder, call it FBX Export, for example. I don't know about all these settings. Selected objects, mesh only, no animation. I think this should be enough. So go into the folder, call this wall piece 1, export FBX. And for the next wall, I would save the scene right now so you can always open it again and make a new wall, or you can just duplicate all these, put it into a new collection and call it, if we can do that. Let's try and do that. Right click, new collection, where did it go? Put everything into collection 2. Right, rename this wall piece 1, and then I can right click this and I can duplicate collection, right, and then we turn off wall piece 1, rename the new collection to wall piece 2. Maybe this is a good strategy, I don't know. Again, then you just let's break up this wall. So you can just select a bunch of pieces here and press delete. Right, make sure that it looks awesome. I mean, this wall looks awesome. So that will be our wall piece 2. Select everything. Export FBX wall piece 2. Go. Alright, then we hide this one. Unhide the first. I don't think we need to unhide it. Select the first wall piece that has everything in it. Duplicate collection. Call this wall piece, yeah, you guessed it, 3. Then remove some new pieces. Right, make sure it looks awesome the way you want these pieces to look. I think this is great. I mean, this step right here is awesome, right? So this is wall piece 3. Select everything. Go into export FBX. I mean, you know the drill by now. You do this for as many wall pieces as you want. I will hide this one again. I think we can make another one. Duplicate selection. I mean, you can make them look exactly as you want. This is a fine wall piece of wall, right? Let's save it. Oh, I remember. Remember to rename your collection so you know what the fuck you're doing. Wall piece 4. Select everything. Export. And maybe I think I should make some timestamps in the YouTube video so you can just skip this boring part. Hide the collection. Let's make a new one. Duplicate. Wall piece 5. Let's just make this one a hole, right? Let's just make a hole in the center here. And again, don't make a completely round hole. Give it some edges like this, right? This is not completely round. Looks great. This will be our wall piece 5. Export it. Wall piece 5. There we go. Now we have 5 pieces, and that should be enough to show you the system in Unreal Engine. And I think, guys, now is the time to say this. You need to subscribe to the channel if you want more awesome content like this. Give the video a like and let me know in the comments what you think of this video, alright? If you want to follow the progress of the game I'm working on, The Adventures of GORM, super awesome game. I make ton of developer videos talking about everything about the game, right? I'm also a professional animator. So if you want to learn how to animate like a pro, I have this badass tutorial on how to animate a spider or any creature with any number of legs. And I'm going through everything step by step, and you will also get the spider model and rig to start everything from, and you can use the spider in your game if you want to. So go check out that tutorial, it's absolutely awesome. I will put a link to this animation tutorial video in the description below. Okay, so here we are in Unreal 5.3. I don't know why I have a landscape. Also, it doesn't matter. We need to get the wall meshes into Unreal. So right click, import to game, figure out where you have saved your FBX exports. Mine are right here. There are 5 wall pieces. Open. I don't know about this. It should not make materials. It's trying to create new materials. No. Import all. Error. I don't know. Smoothing groups. Doesn't matter. Look it up if it's... Yeah, okay. Jesus Christ. We got all the pieces. Let's do that again. Okay, so deleted all these single pieces. Let's do it again. Click the wall pieces. Open. And there's a setting here, where is it? Missing collision, forget the collision. Where combine meshes, click this one, combine meshes, import all. Error, doesn't matter. So now we have 4 wall pieces. Right, looks fantastic, perfect. And we have over, and you can see over here we have the 3 materials. So let's create the wall blueprint. Blueprint class actor. Call it procedural wall. Can open it, and then let's add as a static mesh. Let's just call it wall, and we select our wall piece over here so we can see it. This is our wall, looks fantastic. So let's just put it up here like that. So what we need now is every time you press play in the game, it will select one of all these wall pieces you have. Right, so we go into the event graph, delete all this, we need the event play. So we drag out the wall, this is our wall mesh, and then we drag from this one, and then we type in set mesh, I think, set static mesh. So we are getting the mesh and we are setting it to something new when the game plays, right? When the game begins. Let's just select this this whole wall, right? Let's go back, let's compile, go back to viewport. This is just the mesh we put in over here, but when we press play, it will change to the new one. So and we can do that with simulation. Press simulation, and you can see this is the new wall we put in. We replace the original mesh with another mesh. Awesome. So let's get back into the event graph. What we need now is a list of meshes. We can only put one here, right? We need to be able to put in multiple. So what I usually do is right click this little thing and promote to variable. Right, this is the new mesh, and I mean new mesh, that's a great name, but we need to change it over here in the variation type, and we need to make it into an array. Change variable type. An array means a list, so we can get a list of meshes, and then you see it doesn't plug in here now, doesn't work, but we are prepared for that. So guys, this is super simple. We drag out from here, we type in random array item, we get this, and then we can plug this one in, right? And this is awesome. Let's compile. Why does it give me a warning? Because there's nothing in it, perhaps. Default value, I don't know what that means. But over here to the right, when we select the new mesh array, let's see if we can find it over here. Yeah, this new mesh, that is an array. Over here we can add 5 meshes. This is our list. So it goes from 0 to 4, that is 5 pieces of wall. So we select piece 1, piece 2, piece 3, piece 4, and piece 5. And then compile it. Okay, so now it works. No more errors. This means let's go into the viewport. And every time we press simulate, it will select one of those random 5 meshes. Sometimes it selects the same one, but doesn't matter, it's random, so anything can happen, right? So that is the first step, and that is absolutely awesome. I use this system for so many things in my game, for clutter on the walls, for clutter on the floor, for different red meshes for the red enemies. I do the same for, let's say this is a weapon, an enemy has. I just put in a different weapon meshes and set this random thing into set static mesh, and the enemy will spawn with the random weapons every time, and it's absolutely fantastic. And another thing we need to do to keep this a little cleaner, right? We disconnect the begin play, then we right click and type in custom event, add custom event, and we will name this set new mesh, and then we plug this one in, right? And that means this is a small piece of code. I will press C to add a comment, and we will call this random mesh, right? It's awesome. And then because I know this is working, I always set the color to some green color, because green means it's good. Okay, and then in the event begin play, we drag in the set new mesh event we just made, plug it in here, so when the game begins it will fire off this event, which is this code down here. And that way we are avoiding having a shit ton of code just going out to the right endlessly with all the stuff we need to add. We will just make these small code pieces, make a new one down here, and then we just add them to this trail of things to happen on begin play. That's how my workflow is. I mean, people are doing this different ways, but this kind of works for me. Okay, so this works now. Now we need a random rotation, right? So let's just create a new custom event, call it random rotation, right? And then we drag in our wall. This is the wall mesh, and then we type in set rotation, and I think it's relative rotation. I don't think it could be world rotation. I don't think it matters that much. Let's just plug it in here, see what happens. So let's see, I set the X to 90. Right, let's see what happens. Simulate. Okay, of course nothing happens because we need to plug the random rotation event in here too. So put it in after the random mesh. So when you press play, it will get a random mesh and it will get the random rotation. Let's try again. Should work. Simulate. Why is it not working? Okay, let's just try and set the number to 45. See if anything is happening at all. Yeah, I just couldn't see it because it... So you see it rotates 45 degrees every time. Let's try the Z-axis. What happens here? I mean, yeah, that's definitely the wrong direction, right? And this always gets me. I can never figure out which way, I mean, all these axes in these engines, it's completely random to me. See, that's also the wrong one. So no, the right one is the X. This one, 45, that is the correct axis we want to rotate the wall around. And again, guys, this all depends on your FBX export settings and things like that to get the right axis into Unreal. Maybe you've done this. Maybe you made the wall in 3D Max or Blender or Maya, and everything is just turned upside down. So you need to just figure out what is the correct axis to tweak here. Okay, so we want this X number here. Let's split it. The X number roll, we need that to be random every time you press play. but not completely random in 90 degrees or 180 degrees, right? So I will right click on the X, promote to variable, and then we will call this random X rotation. All right, now this doesn't do anything. Right now the number is still 45. So we need a new code to set this random, right? So I drag it out over here, I press set, and we kind of need 4 of these. This will all make sense. So I copy it, paste it 3 times, because we need it to be set to 4 different things. Like the first one is 0, the second one is 90 degrees, the next one is 180 degrees, and the last one is 270 degrees. This means that it rotates correctly now, so we don't get any weird off angles. And I will make a new custom event for this. Custom events are super awesome, guys, and you need to learn how to do it if you don't know how these works. I will call this set random X rotation. And now we need something called switch on integer, switch on int. All right, and then we will add 4 output pins, and we will plug those in to these. There we go. Let's compile. And that just means that if I set this number to 2, then it will go out of the number 2 pin here, and it will set the X set, and it will, Jesus fucking Christ, it will set the X rotation to 180. All right. I mean, it's as simple as that. You set the number, and it goes out, and it sets the X rotation to this value we put in here, and that X rotation value is this one that we will plug into the X rotation in the wall mesh, right? This is the wall mesh. This will change the X rotation to this number, whatever this is, and this number is determined by what's going on down here. So this event needs to run before this one in the string up here. Let's do it. Random rotation needs to come after this one. So we get the set random X rotino, that is spelled wrong, rotation. Right, set random X rotation. We plug this in after the new mesh is selected. Then we set a new random value, 1 out of these 4 values, and then we rotate the mesh afterwards. Okay, so right now this is not random, this is just 2 or whatever I set it to. So we need to drag out from this and get a random integer in range. There we have it, and it should go from 0 to 3. Right, 0 to 3. So this now works every time we push play. This one will select a random value within this range, and it will plug it in here, and we will get the result, which is one of these 4. Right, we're getting the new random mesh, we're getting the X rotation, and we are setting the mesh rotation using that X rotation. Does that make sense? Let's see if all this psychobabble works, right? So press simulation, do it a few times, see if we can see. Yeah, you see this one is rotated. This is the bottom usually, but it's rotated. Yeah, you see this was on the side. So that works. We get a new random wall. See, here we go. That is the 0 rotation. So we get a new wall orientation and mesh every time we press simulate, or when you press play in your game. and it's awesome. So now we need to set up the materials, which is a little more tricky than these ones. Oh, let's just first make some comments for this. Random mesh rotation, and it works. So we set it to green. We can grab that green color over here. We can just plug it in here where you save your color. Go to this gray one, press the green color. Green means it's all good. If something is not working, I put it in red. Set random, Jesus, X rotation. Put it in green because it works. And this is usually how I organize my blueprints. You can get it pretty good looking. I keep this without any comments because then I can easily find the begin play part. So now we need to make 3 materials. Material 1. Oh, sorry, Unreal. Material 1. Let's just make a simple material with a color. I will just go through this super quickly, right? Hold down 3, left click to get a color. Put it into base color. Hold 1, left click to put a value into metallic. And 1 left click to put a value into roughness. And set the roughness to 1. So now we have a, and you can set this color to, I don't know, red. Some red color, and we have a red material. Simple as that. Let's expose this color value, convert to parameter. Let's call it color. And apply. And we will rename this to master material. Master material. Okay, so this is the master material. From that we will make material instances. And then we can call this material A. And duplicate this. When I duplicate it, it's still an instance. It just means it's cheaper. But I mean, you probably know this already. Material ABC. It's just to begin with, make some extreme colors. Just so we can see what we're doing. Save. I don't know if this is necessary. Apply, save everything. Close them down. So let's see, let's select the wall. Let's try and put in the materials. See if everything is working as it's supposed to. Yes, we got 3 different colors. Awesome. Let's reset all this again. Okay, let's go into the blueprints. We need to, let's grab the wall, because this is the one we will be working with. And then it's called set material. Set material, as simple as that. And again, now we have the same situation as before. Let's just make a custom event here. So we have everything organized. Random, set, Jesus, random, material, plug it in here, and then we put it in here, set random material, drag it in, and just put it at the end of the string. And then, I don't know, we can just put in a material and it should work. When we press play, it works. See, it only puts it on some of them, and that is because this is material index 0. If we set it to 1, it will be another material. The material, okay, see, so if we press the wall, you can see over here, the 3 materials has an element ID 0, 1, 2, right? So whatever I set this to kind of reflects what's going on here. So we need a random material. So we need this value here, material. So right click this one. Let's just clear it. None. Right click, promote to variable. And we will call this random material result. This will be the result of the random calculation we will be doing. So we need an array, just like with the meshes, but with materials instead. So I can take this random materials result, I can duplicate it, and then I will call this material list, and I will change it to an array, just like with the mesh, and then compile it. So here we have get material list, and I will make 3 slots here for the materials: material A, material B, material C. So these 3 materials has now been put into our material list. And now we just need to do the same as before. We need to get a random array from the list, and then we need to get the random material result. We need to set it, right? So we take the list, we select a random one, and then we put it into the random material result. And the result is the one that is getting put onto the mesh. Let's make this into another custom event. Add custom event, and we call this select random material. So we are selecting the material from a list, and then we are setting the material on the wall. The result we are putting into the wall. And I actually think we can just run this custom event inside this custom event. I haven't tried that, but that should work. So we start by grabbing the select random material, which is this event, and we will play that up here. In the set random material event, the first thing, it will get a random material, and then it will set it on the wall. And that should basically just work now. Let's see if it gets random colors. It does get random colors, exactly as we wanted. So that is awesome. So we basically just need to clone this 3 times. Hook it up, because we have 3 materials that need we have 3 material slots that need a random material for each slot, right? So we set this to 0, that's the first material slot, then 1, then 2 for the last material slot. And this should work. It does not work because the result is the same, right? This result, a random material result, is the same, and that will be put into all 3 slots, right? It's the same result. So we need to fix this. So there are more ways to do this. So we could basically just replicate this part 3 times and then just call random material result 1, and then 1 for 2, and then 1 for 3. Right? And then we will have to run this 3 times to get a 1 for each material slot. But I mean, that's the easy, most safe way to do it, right? But there are other ways of doing it. So what we can do is, so we can remove this one. So we get the length of the list. Then we can get a random integer from this. And then we can get, I think it's called get array. Where is it? Is it get a copy? Maybe it's a get a copy. I think it's get a copy. And then we drag the material list into the get. And then we plug the get into the result. I think this should kind of fix the problem because it's getting a random integer also. I'm not really sure about this. So let's see if this works. Viewport, simulation, doesn't work. It's getting the same color still. And why is this? Okay, so this is also wrong. And I know why, because it runs this and then it sets the material and then it uses that material 3 places. I think we can actually remove this custom event. I think we can remove this. And then we get the random array, remove all this, plug it in here so it works. So now it just gets a random material and it plugs it in here, right? And I can plug this in the other ones also, and each one of these will be random. I think that is what we need to do, and I'm sorry for the confusion. Maybe I'm cleaning this up in the final video and skipping all the nonsense before. But maybe it's a good thing to watch the whole process of the mistakes. And it doesn't matter, guys. Let's see if it works. If it doesn't work now, I'm fucked. It works. The first one didn't. So it will give these stones a random color every time now. And because we have 3 material slots, it will be pretty random what's going on here. If we had only had 2 material slots, you would easily be able to see the same patterns over and over. But see, this is a result where 2 of the slots are getting the same color. And that is also awesome. That it just adds to the variation. And sometimes we get 1 color, sometimes we get 2 colors, sometimes we get 3 colors. See, that's 1 with 3 there. So this system works now. We just need to make a comment on this. Set random material, make it green because it works. And that's basically it, guys. On begin play, we get a random mesh, then we get a random rotation, and then we get a random material. And actually this random X rotation that it calculates before it is setting the random rotation on the mesh, this one can be plugged into the random rotation. So we get the random mesh rotation here, and we drag in the set random X rotation, plug that in here as part of this code, clean it up a little like this. Then this code here with the calculation of the X rotation will be running up here too, so we can actually remove it from here. So we only have 3 custom events that is running up here. I mean, it's how you want to clean your stuff up. It's up to you, and it still works. So you get 3 colors, 2 colors, 1 color. So guys, that is how I make my procedural wall generation for this game. The cool thing is that you can take this blueprint. Let me show you something awesome. Let's make a new blueprint. Some actor. Let's just call it thick wall. We open this one up, and then we drag in the procedural wall, plug it in here. So now we have the whole blueprint of the procedural wall in here. We can then duplicate this one, copy paste it a few times, so now we have 3 walls. Let's just move them from each other. Like this, and then when you press simulate, we get walls with holes in them. And the lighting is a little bad here, so it can be hard to see what's going on, but I have 3 walls. You see the back one's a solid wall, the second one's a hole, and the front one also has a different hole. So you will get different broken wall pieces every time. Of course, if you made some materials that looked a little more awesome than these colors, like stone materials for example, then it would look even more awesome. And the cool thing here about this is that you can go in and select the last wall, for example, in the row, go to the right, open the child actor template, open the default, and in here we have the meshes. Right, and what I often do in my game is that I just remove all these except for the solid wall at the end. That means that the last wall in the row here will always be solid. See what I mean? There's always a wall in the back. And I also put in often a complete clean cube mesh here, so I get a back wall with no cracks in it, just like in those images I showed you in the beginning of the video. So this is pretty cool, so you always have a solid wall that is broken up in front of it. And the last thing we need to do before we round off this video is that we need to go into these materials and we need to select some more interesting colors, right? The thing is that I'm colorblind, so let's just do this in gray. Otherwise I'll end up making a green wall thinking it is brown or something else like that. So okay, so material A is gray. Material B, let's paste this in and then just make it darker. And that's it. Material C I don't use. So let's go into the procedural wall here. Let's go into the material list in here and then just remove material C. Right, so now I have bricks that will get 2 different materials. Let's see how it works. Okay, there we go. You can see maybe it's too dark. Maybe let's just take this one and make it a little brighter again. Again, set up these materials as you like. So see, we're getting some pretty cool colored formations here. And if we go into the thick wall and simulate this one, see, it looks a lot more like a wall now with these simple colors that are close to each other. Well, there you have it, guys. This is exactly how I make my procedural walls for my game, The Adventures of GORM. And I hope you can use this tutorial to do something magical yourself. But let me know what you think in the comments. Check out my other videos on my channels. It's super awesome. And thank you very much for watching. See you next time.